Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Anna Saturday. I am Matt Marrero, your host, along with
Tristan Walter.
Yeah. Now, why do we start things off differently? Because it's not just any old Anna Saturday. It's an Anna Saturday in Halloween in July. Ooh, spooky. We're at that time of year again, Tristan.
Sorry?
We're at that time of year again, Tristan. Did your cat hurt you?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh my God, Patchy is Walter. She's an early part of Patchy turned on you.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, what happened? What? Because the purrs got louder.
Yeah, she's purring into the phone.
Okay, well, those are Nazi purrs now. Now you know.
Nani?
What? That's the whole thing. She turned on you, just like Walter did. Walter's a Nazi.
Oh, right, because, yeah. I got it.
Jesus, it took you a while. You saw the OVAs.
I know. We're also talking about Hellsing Ultimate episodes 7 and 8.
Well,
yeah.
Yes, OVAs 7 and 8. And it's a long time coming for us because we started Hellsing, the original one to be fair, but we started Hellsing talking about it 2 years ago.
Right.
No, wait, I think I lied. I'm pretty sure it's 3 actually. Let me check this one out. No, because I had this up before, but I forgot the dates. Either way, it's insane how things are really close to kind of coming to a close and wrapping up with Hellsing. I will admit I probably should have marathoned some of the episodes before jumping back into it because there is some stuff, because I'm pretty sure I might have seen some of or most of this one on Toonami. So,
right, yeah.
Because I have them, okay, good, because I have them on DVR. So I was like, this seems familiar, but I don't know if I actually had to look back at our podcast list. I was like, did we do this already? We obviously did not. But no, yeah. So I think when it comes to these two OVAs, it's funny. I have no problem with blood in Hellsing because if you did, I feel like at this point it's like you might be in the wrong lane.
Yeah, you might be in the wrong series. Don't know how to tell you that, but you might be.
It's been 7 OVAs, 7 to 8. You should know. But at the same time, I do believe that. There was some stuff that was a bit over the top in this one, and not over the top in a fun way, over the top, like, did that really need to happen? Like, it was already fucked up enough. I feel like you're just trying to go for the edge factor at this point.
Right.
So what I mean is this, right? So I'm sitting here, I'm sitting on a bed, watching Hellsing, looking and going, good God, I really hope that police girl as a child does not get raped. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, Jesus fucking Christ. And then she didn't. And I was like, okay, good. Like, it's horrible that she got shot, but we know where she ends up, so we're good. Right. And the mom didn't get raped, and if she did, then we didn't see it, so it's okay. And then to be like, oh, yes, I'm going to do this to the dead body. And I was like, putting aside the fact that it just comes off as edgy because it's like, and I know some people want to be like, Matt, the whole series is based on edge, no? And I'm like, yeah, but there's just different things I think that are appropriate. And the reason why I think it's a little inappropriate here is only due to the fact that it wasn't the other dude who was like, hey, I have both of my eyes. It was the dude who just lost an eye. And look, I'm not saying any of us who aren't rapists can get into the mind of a rapist, but just general human being thoughts. When you're stabbed in the eye, your first thought is, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, this hurts, not, oh, I guess I'm a necrophiliac now.
Right.
Like, did that go into his lobe somewhere? Did that go into his brain, twist something? Like, when you're, no, because out of looking at every single person in the show, right? Yes, some people have, they don't actually have magical powers, but they come off as having them. I can't believe, the captain, who, he's still a human, but, your, I'm talking about the captain, who, he went through a lot of shit and still somehow kind of had the ability to talk to Saris just fine.
Right. Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah. But while that is the case, it still it just comes off as more of like a thing for dramatic effect. Like, yes, I know he's been shot multiple times and also hit with the fucking shrapnel, but technically just debris. But still, you sit there and you're like, but it makes for the scene. It's fine. In this case, it's like, dude gets stabbed in the eye. Having his friend, I think we should go. No, I'm going to take some time here. I look, man, I'm just assuming no one would do that after getting stabbed in the eye. Like,
no,
that's the thing.
That would be a safe assumption.
Yeah, I love it. You're like, no, that's actually quite rational, Matt. Like, I think we're in agreement here. Yeah, so, and look, I know that Hellsing is, again, over the top. It's Hellsing, right? But I think that there's just certain parts of it that you can accept that, are in your brain that you're like, right, yes, like, this is a vampire. Got it. Oh, he has different release forms. Okay, that's new for this show. But still, he is a vampire. He is undead. He's been doing this for a while. Oh, he can summon a bunch of zombies? That's insane. But when you say, oh, it's the souls of the damned in him, I'm like, that also makes sense, though, especially when you see the past generals that were working with the Nazis.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, yeah, literally, this is just anyone who he's killed who is trapped within him. I'm surprised we didn't see, not Jan, but the other one. The other brother.
Oh, right, yeah. Does it count, like, if he didn't consume them? And, like, are the dogs part of him?
The dogs are part of him. They're a thing.
I don't know anymore.
I think they're a package deal. No, I don't know. Maybe it just didn't look right if he had appeared when they were trying to show everyone else, like, the other generals. Anyway. But,
and yet they showed the last two that he fought that weren't. I think the girl with the musket, the magical musket, and then the other dude with the gambler cards.
Mm-hmm.
With cards, yeah, who was a gambler.
Yeah. So there's crazy things that happen, and I'm just fine with it. But in this case, it's like, all right, like, have something like that I guess makes sense, arguably. Like, I believe something like that happened in Attack on Titan, and it made sense there. I don't think I liked it, but it made sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure something like that happened in a backstory for a character on Attack on Titan, right? With their parents.
I can think of off the top of my head, but.
Oh, because I don't want to spoil it. It was very early on. No, one of the kids, one of them's an orphan, and the mom and dad get killed, and I'm pretty sure the mom doesn't just get killed. And then she actually, I said she, goddammit. By the way, whatever. She actually, you still don't know who. She actually comes in and stabs the person.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember if it went further or not. Yeah.
Okay. It might have been a manga versus anime thing, too.
Maybe.
But the difference is that, like, I think in that case, well, obviously it's like, ooh, this is terrible. I think it made more sense than here because it's just like you don't just, I don't know, you don't just shoot someone and then do that to the body as you are also bleeding out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I assume the way they mentioned it though, they were like, hey. The idea was, hey, we're from some rival something or other. I don't know. Fucking, they didn't seem like mercenaries because I think they would have noticed the girl coming up with the fucking fork. But there was something there that they were clearly hired hitmen of some type. Maybe just two good thugs.
Yeah, I think they were getting revenge for someone that her father put away.
Of course. But like, you don't know how high up it goes because it could.
No.
Because they said the phrase, yeah, you put your nose where it doesn't belong, pig. But for all we know, they're fucking two-bit criminals. Like, they don't have to be, like, high mafiosa types. But either way, so that's what, and I have to say, though, it was very interesting to have this one villainous character be able to kind of unlock everyone's backstories, although it hit me as a fan. I feel like I haven't been asking for enough because I was perfectly content with not knowing about Police Girl's past. I thought it was just more of like you never amounted to much, but now you did. Like, I didn't think, like, now I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, I should have been asking about her past earlier. We're like 7 to 8 OVAs into this.
Yeah, I mean, I think she mentions in the beginning that she joined the force, like, because of her father. But
okay. All right, because but it's been a while. Because
small mention though. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So these two OVAs, did you enjoy them? Did you not enjoy them? Do you think business started really picking up? Like what's your take on these thus far, Tristan?
Well, Saris kicking the ever-living shit out of everything in her past was lovely. And
yes.
it's funny when she takes, Nazi captain by the head and grates her against the wall like a cheese grater. It kind of reminded me like high school.
What?
Do you remember the cheese grater walls, Matt? Or were you there for that? I don't remember now.
I'm just complete. I've become comfortably numb. What the fuck? The fuck are you talking about?
Okay, maybe you weren't there for that, but at one point, like when they redid, like they were repainting and whatever, in the halls in high school, they left everything like spackle on it and didn't like sand it down or anything. So like the slightest touch against it was like terrible. It was really rough. And so within like the day that they did that, like 7 people went home with like injuries from the wall.
Well, okay, before that, that's odd. I was going to say, Tristan, what did you do? And then
I did nothing.
All right. But what I'm concerned about is how did they go? Because, like, I'm not saying that no one, like, look, if there was a fight, I can understand someone going home for injuries. But, like, what happened? Because, like, I remember, I'm not going to say our high school's name, but I remember it was very packed. So, like, is it just a thing where, like, if someone wore, like, short sleeves or, like, a tank top and they got scraped against it, like, they started bleeding, or?
Yeah, probably. Like, if you got pushed in the hallway and you went up against this wall, yeah, it would probably scrape the skin. Or it would probably break the skin.
That's okay. So it's not funny that it happened to these people, but it's funny that the school thought that was competent.
Right. Yeah. We were all like, whose idea was it to leave it like this? Like, why?
No, like honestly, I would have fucking scraped. If I had known that, I would have scraped my fucking face against the wall. I would have been like, give me money. No, because like that's so stupid to do. Like, no, because school was there was a lot of people in the school. Like, it kind of hit me out of nowhere again. I was like, right, that school was overpopulated.
Yes.
It was a public school, so like, like anyone in the area could technically go. So like, yeah, it was a lot of people at the school. So like, it just hit me like, right, like, yeah, you could be thrown into that. But now that you say it like that, now that you say it like that, I'm pretty sure I remember cheese grater rolls, cheese grater walls, unless this happened in senior year, which if you remember I wasn't there, but I've heard the story.
Right.
That I know.
It might have been senior year, yeah.
Oh, then I've heard it from you. And I was like, what? I had the same reaction. Either way, point is, Tristan, is that, cheese grater walls. So she sliced her face on it, and then she said, how does it feel to have someone get in your head?
Yep.
Which,
oh, God.
Fair. That's a fair assessment.
I was so happy.
Yeah. Something I have to say about this, and it might just be because I'm Catholic, but or at least I was raised Catholic. These past 2 OVAs really made me not know who to root for. No, because until Anderson became a monster himself.
Oh, right.
I didn't I knew obviously not to root for the Archbishop. My God, that's a weird sentence, both in and out of context.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, don't root for the Archbishop. So at that point, I was like, okay, this just seems like 3 warring factions, and it's very interesting to see how all of these have come to a head, which I'm pretty sure we talked about that last time, but still always fun to think about when looking at this. Like, wow, like we have vampires.
3 warring factions, and Britain is smack dab in the middle of it.
Ooh. And what's also funny in a Sixth Sense, again, it's a TV show, but funny in a Sixth Sense, is that just having the Archbishop just be like having them be like, oh my goodness, look, the cavalry's here, and it's the Archbishop. All of you are fucking sinners. You know this, yes? And it's just like, oh God, they're not the cavalry. No, literally, they were just like, they're not here to help us. And I was like, dear God.
Yeah. That's why I loved it when Anderson was even like, he's like, no, this I cannot condone. You are a piece of shit. And it's like, and you've seen me. You've seen me fight Alucard.
Yeah.
Like, I've got a few screws loose myself. But you? Nah.
Well, no, because it's interesting because we've seen this being foreshadowed throughout the Ultimate OVAs, and I think that's really why I wanted to see these and take a look at these because you have the original anime and the way it was adapted. Obviously, it was an original anime ending. The same way that people are joking now about the Game of Thrones, the newest season ending. Have you been seeing those jokes, Tristan?
Yes, I have.
Fucking hilarious because I'm sure, as you know, they've gone off the path of the books, like really far. Although some people are saying that George R.R. Martin did give them like bullet points, but even then though it's still different. You know, like they still are going to write it differently than he did, or would, because again he hasn't gotten to that part yet, and God knows when he will. But still, when it comes to Game of Thrones, yes, they've kind of done the original anime ending that was very similar with the original FMA and, of course, the original Hellsing. So there's a lot of stuff that you could see kind of foreshadowed that would never just come to fruition. So in this case, having the Archbishop and looking at him and going, that guy seems very power hungry. I don't know if I like where this is going. And then here we are with not liking where it has gone.
Exactly.
I mean, he's literally trying to claim Britain. Like, what the fuck? And kill them all for what the fuck? Like, I don't know much about the Pope, and I don't know what Pope they have.
I'm sorry, but excuse the fuck out of me?
Yeah, again, like, I don't know much about the Pope or their Pope, because their Pope might be different than our Pope. But, like, good God, that's a lot. That's a lot
I feel like the
to
Pope
unpack.
would be like, whoa, who in the hell authorized this?
I feel like the Pope would be like, okay, at this point, pedophilia seems like a good PR move. Holy shit. Could we put some stories out about that? Better than genocide. Holy shit. No, because, like, the church is... and look, again, I grew up as Catholic. I want everyone to remember that. But the church, like, looks at what they've done, and they're like, ooh, that's bad PR. Like, let's not talk about that. Even when there's people coming out and, like, all the Pope could do is say, I'm sorry. This current Pope, just doesn't talk about it. And it's like, really, man? So, like, you swerve away from that. But at this point, the fucking Archbishop is just talking about fucking genocide on a mass scale of people who seemingly aren't Catholic or Christian. You don't know. He's just talking about anyone who's walking the streets of Britain. You don't fucking know. It's tourists. Like, he's just talking about slaughtering the whole place. Fucking Pope is like, it's one thing after another, goddammit. I don't know why the Pope sounds like that. But really though, it's just one thing after another for the fucking Catholic Church. But I was gonna say though, again, outside of the Archbishop, I didn't know who to root for because before Anderson lost himself to become a monster, it did seem like it was kind of like, well, look, I'm not saying that I don't want Alucard to destroy the Nazis. Again, like, the best hope is that maybe, they all take each other out. But while Alucard has been used for justice in the context of this show, he still is Alucard, though.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying I want Alucard to die necessarily.
Laughing at the fact the Archbishop was like, oh, you consumed your own soldiers. I'm like, you're gunning down civilians. You have no room to talk.
Yeah. Oh, what I loved was, I love, like, this is reinforced. What are you going to do about it? Fucking Anderson's weapon goes through. Anderson!
And it
really
God. Made me appreciate Anderson's character a lot more too. Like I enjoyed his character before. He was just fun to have around because it was always nice to see someone be able to go up against Alucard for a few rounds without being immediately destroyed. But him looking, looking at the bishop like, you're just a foolish boy. You stupid fuck.
Also, well, we talked about this before. Definitely, we had to have, because it came up in the opening of an earlier OVA. But it seems as if Anderson is hundreds of years old.
I don't know if hundreds, but I guess it's possible, yeah.
He's older than the Archbishop.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Which, look at how old he is versus how old he is before the Bishop, when the Bishop was a kid.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Alucard said, "You have been here to fight me for 100 years ago, 500 years ago."
Right. I thought that was more of like a metaphor. Like there's always someone to take up the mantle to fight him. He was just the newest incarnation of it. But you're right.
I thought so.
It could have been him too.
So I thought that was the case, right? But just thinking about the fact that if the Archbishop is, let's say the Archbishop is like, I mean, he has gray hair, he's skinny like that. Yes, he's very agile, but like, I think of him as a man in his 60s because it's an anime. So I think of him as a man in his 60s. You don't get gray hair like that in your 40s or 50s.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he's in his like 60s, maybe 70s, pushing it, maybe a good diet. I mean, he's wealthy. He's a man of wealth and taste. So he is 70 at least. Anderson looks the exact same way while talking to him as a boy.
Right.
That is 70 years ago.
Yeah.
I wonder if Anderson is around World War II, because they did a prequel, and I'm wondering if Anderson shows up in it. Yeah, do you remember they did a prequel where during World War II, so you see Walter, and then you see you see Alucard as instead of being in his current incarnation, he's in the form of a young girl, which is odd.
Yeah.
I guess it's a great way to sneak up on people on the battlefield, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, so they did a prequel. I'm pretty sure that's Hellsing: The Dawn, which which there was some OVA, not like some shorts for that on the discs or the OVAs. We're not talking about those, but I didn't get a chance to watch those. But still, when talking about these two in particular, did you see the twist coming? Because I'm pretty sure this was the first OVA where we saw the twist of Walter being one of them.
Oh, yeah, being a double agent.
Yeah.
That I don't like. Do not want.
Not only do I not like it, it just seems like it's a twist that doesn't make sense. And again, maybe it would make sense when looking at other supplementary material, but for me personally, it doesn't make sense because while the Major's goal is to have complete and utter bloodshed and war, so I guess he just wants chaos. So to be fair, just killing Sir Integra, Wingate's Hellsing, would not be the agent of chaos necessarily. Yes, you could argue he tried that a little bit with Jan and John, but still, it's a bit different. Like so it's not something that he wouldn't want necessarily, but he wanted this. Yeah. This is brilliant to him, right? So what's confusing to me though is that when you have someone on the inside like that, I mean, Walter fought against their own men.
Right, yeah.
And I know when someone's that deep undercover, you got to do shit like that. It's terrible, but you got to do shit like that when you're undercover. But like, it's just odd to me. Like, I'm not saying that the original author didn't think about it beforehand. I'm not saying that. Yeah. It's just in this context of the OVAs of this adaptation. As of right now, there's still obviously 2 more OVAs, but as of right now, it just seems like a big twist just to be a big twist.
Yeah.
And to give...
Yeah, I mean, I guess it...
Yeah.
He wanted to do it just to be able to fight Alucard, I thought. I don't know if he had more motive behind it than that.
But did he say that in these 2 OVAs, or is that something that comes a bit later? Because I don't know... How much of this did you see on Toonami?
I think I saw most of it.
Okay. Because it's funny, I still have it on my DVR from 2014. 5 years ago at this point, Tristan.
Right.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's still on my DVR. But But how crazy is that, right? Like, I'm just sitting here, I'm like, every time I'm flipping through my DVR, we should probably, like, do this soon. But by the way, jumping back to something I mentioned much earlier in the episode, we started the original Hellsing in 2016.
Well,
December 14th, 2016.
right.
And then the OVAs, the first 3 OVAs, January 20th, 2017. And then Hellsing Ultimate OVAs in June 17th, 2017. So apparently we didn't do these for Halloween in July like I wanted to. Whoops.
Right.
But either way, though, so yeah, I think it's something that can make sense. I'm not saying that it'll never make sense, but as of right now, unless I maybe missed something in the OVA, if I did, I only have 9 and 10 on my DVR now. I think I deleted 7 and 8 a while back.
I thought they fought in the previous, like Walter and Alucard. I thought no, because Alucard just showed up on the ship in 7 and 8. Right.
Yes.
Okay. So their fight hasn't happened. Yeah, you're right. So it doesn't make sense right now, or at least seemingly doesn't make sense.
Thanks for the spoilers. I'm kidding, as if we didn't know they were going to fight. As if we didn't know.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Like, fuck you, Matt. As if we didn't know. Wait a minute. Whoa. This character turns and then they fight? No way.
No way.
But still, like I said, I'm not saying it's not going to make sense later. But as of right now, it kind of just feels like a twisty twist.
Yeah. What they twist?
Yeah, just for, again, not just for the sake of it, because again, there's an explanation later. But it definitely, it seems like with this work, it definitely seems like they do a lot of stuff, or they show a lot of stuff to you immediately, and then later on, through later volumes or later parts of the text, it's like, all right, here is more context that you may or may not have needed. Which I don't know if we needed it for a little police girl, but when it comes to Walter right now, I think we fucking need it.
Yeah.
Cause you're kind of sitting there and you're like, but he did a lot of shit for them. That's a long time. And hell, even the other thing too, I think, just any story. I'm talking about any story, Tristan, with the tagline, "This plan was 50 years in the making." It's kind of like, that's just too long, man. Shit could go wrong. You could have a heart attack. Like, look at you. You kind of eat a lot. Like, dude, like, your diet's really poor. Like, you don't fucking know. Like, I don't know, man. 50 years is a long time. What were you gonna say, Tristan?
No, oh, right. Never mind. I can't say that yet.
Ha, fucking told you.
Yeah, because I have a little bit more context on that, and I just realized. I'm like, oh, right, because that's a thing.
Yeah, good. See? There you fucking go. We're only... Tristan's acting
right.
like we...
Oh, you're right. That actually doesn't make sense. No, wait.
So I love Tristan. I want to clarify this for everybody listening in. Tristan and I have been podcasting, and we've had other hosts on, and I've had other hosts on. We've been podcasting, what is it? How long has it been, Tristan? 4 years? 5 years?
It's been 50 years in the making.
And you're sitting here like, right, I can't bring up things from the future yet. And it's like as if you've always been doing that. Like, we've never done that before. But you're acting like, right, yes, of course. And it's like, Tristan, you...
Right now, in this moment.
Why?
I mean, yeah, why? There are other... Well, because most of the time, if we're doing a series, we have either both seen it, or neither of us have seen it. So there usually isn't the idea oh, right, I could still spoil something, even though we're talking about this.
But it's not about you and I. It's about the fans. We've never spoiled something for the fans in the middle of doing a series.
Oh, okay, that's true, too.
Yes. Like, when we were doing Yu Yu Hakusho, we weren't like, who wins the Dark Tournament? Interesting shit about all of that. It was like, no, we were talking, granted, we're not, like, surprised. Like, a dark what? A tournament? What is that? Like, we're not fucking going there. But, like, still, like, there's, it's the people are listening, Tristan. We can't, like, spoil everything for them. Something that was very interesting. Something that I'm kind of sad because they were kind of cut down. I don't know if they actually had them in at all. on Toonami
Yeah.
when they aired them, the endings, which are very impactful.
Right.
Like the ending to each OVA kind of adds something extra to the OVA.
I think they did.
But I think they cut them short, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they had at least a little bit, but yeah, they cut them short.
Yeah.
They have to. That's
Yeah.
just the nature of the beast.
No, I mean, yeah, no, I'm not saying that they don't have to. They do, but like that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so what I wanted to bring up as well is, so how did you feel about the death of the captain? Did that hit? Because at first I didn't know how to feel about it, but then because Saris kind of stepped up from it, I was okay with it.
Yeah.
But I
mean,
wasn't a big fan at first.
They were fighting against the legions of undead, highly trained soldiers. Granted, they're not good at. It's not saying like the wild geese weren't good at what they did. They were all mercenaries. Like they've seen combat too. But like when you're fighting the undead, that's 10 times stronger than you, and they have rocket launchers and fucking war blimps. Yeah, you're gonna get some casualties.
Well, I'm not saying I expected them all to get out alive with no casualties. I'm just saying that like it did seem like for a bit we were going to get, the captain and maybe his second in command coming out of it somewhat unscathed. Somewhat.
Yeah.
And then, oh God.
I mean,
you can
I had
sleep.
the feeling once when they had that last rocket hit their fortifications and he had like shrapnel in his stomach, I'm like, oh no.
Well, at that point, I'm like, okay, you're fucked, but also you're in Hellsing, so I don't know anymore.
True. Right.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm like, you're fucked, but to what end? How far? How far fucked are you? And it seemed
How
as
much
if
blood can you lose? Are we talking anime amounts of blood or
Exactly. No, literally. And then we see that at first it was anime amounts of blood, but then he ended up helping Police Girl, which I gotta say, like at first, again, so this is my thought process, right? My thought process is, come on, dude, you're really gonna save her, take her out, not kill the general, not the general, but kill the undead. I forgot her name, but basically she had the scythe. So I'm not saying
she
that
was the lieutenant, I believe.
Okay, so then lieutenant. So look, I'm not saying that he killed her,
sure.
but to even incapacitate her as a human, I was kind of like, bruh, like this is a bit much. I'm not saying that she's in a position where she, like, I understand that she's in a position where it's like, all right, someone needs to help her out, but it just felt odd that it was like this dude, and I say this dude because, like you said, mercenary, yes, but in the context of everything that's happening, he's the one that needs some saving. So at first I was like, are you serious? But then
that's why
when
he even laughed too.
Yeah.
He's like, this has got to be some kind of joke, right? You come in here coming to save my ass, and then I have to be the one to save yours. What the fuck?
Right? And it's true, but I think it worked out well when it turned into a. So yes, I honestly didn't take her out. I'm sadly getting killed as well, and I'm giving you my blood, which, as Alucard mentioned earlier, even though the cat boy mentioned it here, but in general, Alucard has mentioned it in the past, though, the idea that, hey, if you give your blood willingly, that does change things.
Right, yeah.
So it gives you like a boost of power, and interestingly enough, it also not just gave her like a boost of power, but it also kind of brought their memories together in a very adorable kind of way.
Yeah.
Which then ended up shielding her.
Right.
So that was done in a beautiful way. Like, I'm sad that he died, but once it came to, okay, he helped her, but not necessarily in the way you were thinking. Because my initial thought is, are we really having a human coming in here, saving her, she needs to be rescued? Like, come on, dude. Like, she's a vampire. She's fine.
Oh, yeah.
She's not fine, but she's fine. Right?
Right.
She can regrow limbs. We're good.
I mean, she also hadn't really taken on. Well, like she's still struggling with that, like that part of the identity too.
No, I'm not.
I don't think up until that point she ever fed really. So like the point that she does actually take his blood is also another huge thing for her. It's like, well,
Of course.
because you're not going to win this fight otherwise. It's like, well, we either all die here or I give up some more humanity.
And that's what I'm saying. That's fine there. But initially, before any of that, it kind of just felt like...
the idea of her needing to be saved,
by a human. Because if it was Alucard, it's much different. I'm not going to sit here and be like, why does she need to be saved by, a vampire man? It's like, well, he's Alucard. That's different.
Alucard
she
saves
ain't
everybody in this.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Yeah. Like, it's not, she could, because I think the only other human that I would, other than Anderson, because it's a bit of a different situation, the only other human I think I would accept her getting saved by is literally Integra.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I was like, are you serious? But then when it turned into what it turned into, 100% okay with it. It made sense, the way, in my opinion, it made sense, the way it flowed. The stealing a kiss was weird, especially with him being like, and you had to be blind, haha. And I'm like, you're going to die anyway.
Yeah.
It was weird, but you're going to die anyway.
That's the thing. Like, not that his character isn't without flaws, I mean, shit, freaking mercenary for...
Oh, I liked jumping. I loved. Yes, I love jumping back to his past. They call you a killer, Pop-Pop. Oh, only a killer? I was the best killer, boy. Pop-Pop.
No, seriously, we've been doing this for like 7 generations. Of course people would say that you're a family of murderers because they're right. But you know what? It's fine because now you can shoot them. No.
If they didn't call me a killer, we'd take up an ad. That was bullshit.
If they didn't, I would say it was false advertising.
Do you know how long we have been doing this, boy?
Oh, God. I mean,
what I think is
interesting in a way, because he's always like, it's not for the bloodshed. And in the end, honestly, if I'm being honest with you, kid, it's not even for the money. Like, I could have done any job. I like fighting. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's just funny because of how what I love is like okay, so if anyone doesn't know this, maybe I don't know if you have grandparents or anything like that, but like, and also it depends on the kind of grandparents you have, but I feel like with grandparents or with older people in general, there's just this I don't give a fuck stage of your life. And so I love how I don't give a fuck stage his grandpa is at, where it's like, obviously the mom isn't going to tell her kid. She's young. Yeah. Right?
I mean, I feel like that also depends on the type of person you are, too. Like,
no, but
I don't think his grandfather just grew into that. I feel like he's always been that person.
No, but what I mean is that, like, according to my family, my grandma, not the one that the other grandma on my dad's side, never swore in her life. Never swore ever in her life until she hit, I think it was like, they said like 65 or 63, and then all of a sudden something happened where like she was walking and like a car was about to hit her and stopped or something like that, and out of nowhere, like with the uncle that was telling me this story when he was younger, just with her, just you hear, and she's like, oh, what the fuck is your problem? Unfucking believable you will fucking do this. And they were like, Mima. It went from 0 to 100.
Right.
And now she swears all the time. I love it. Like, I talk to her. She's like, why don't you ever fucking call me mijo? And I'm like, I love you, Mima. She's like, no. Why don't you call me? And I'm like, I don't know. She's like, okay, but how's your mommy and Lita? She's just so nice. How are they all doing? But why don't you call me? Seriously, what are you doing, huh? Like, it's just, I love her so much. But my point is that, like, when you get to that I don't give a fuck stage, like, I don't know if he was talking about the murders in his youth, is what I'm saying, to everyone. But I love how it's just now at the end of his life, he's looking at his grandson like, what, your mama never told you? We murder?
Yeah,
like, all the time? Did your mom not tell you? I mean, I would assume she would have told you. Well, this is awkward.
Well, I honestly thought you had this conversation already. Well, probably should have applied the brakes a little bit on that one.
No.
Sorry, Junior.
But again, it's just so funny. Pop, they say that we are a family of murderers. Yes, and? Do you need help with math? Is that what this is? I don't know. They said this at school. Yes, you need help with school work? What do you need? I just love it. Yeah, it also, I love how his accent changed dramatically throughout the years. Like the little kid versus whatever Yuri Lowenthal was doing.
Right, yeah.
I love it. And she's like, I don't know what accent that is, but I guess we'll never find out.
Yeah.
Because you're dead. But no, I think it's interesting. The scene, I'm not going to say it wasn't sad because, yeah, it was. But what was more sad to me or touching is having his memories protect her.
Right, yeah.
That, to me, was very touching because it's this idea that, it shows up in anime a lot, but it's the idea of, like, a friendship, camaraderie. I know there was a little bit something more there, but just this idea of, like, we can do this together versus doing it alone.
Right. Yeah.
That I think is something that was really nice and really helped.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, like they trained together for a while because I don't know, I feel like some people would be like, oh, isn't that a little forced? I'm like, well, I mean, it's not like they actually had anything between each other yet. It's like maybe in the future, but of course that future is not going to happen now, and that's part of the sadness.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue. I don't remember if the OVAs touched on it enough or if the anime touched on it a little bit more with her training. Maybe not with him, but training in general.
Yeah. Right. I'd argue, fast friends through combat training. So.
Yes.
Because
I
think they helped her train alongside Walter, with the firearms and stuff.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a day. That's the thing. Like they trained for a bit longer, but I think but us seeing it wasn't years to be fair, but us seeing it,
right.
It's a bit different. I think that's another thing to think about as well. When you're watching it in like hour-long OVAs versus if they said like, oh, this was 2 months of our time. Well,
right.
I don't know how long it was though. To be fair, it's been a while. Oh God. So speaking of Anderson. Matt, you just transitioned into that just by saying speaking of Anderson. Speaking of Anderson, I did not see him losing his humanity in such a way.
Yeah, that was also another kind of touching part. Just coming from Alucard, too, being like, he like, dead looks him in the face and he's like, please don't do this. Like, seriously. Only, like, the whole idea, monsters can't beat monsters. Only through your humanity can you hope to actually defeat me. Don't throw that away.
Well, no, as a monster, it's not that he can't beat him as a monster. It's that to him, he considers it as a pride thing, like, it would be a bigger thing if a human beat me.
Right, yeah. I mean,
if a human beat me. Well, it loses
some of its meaning in that
Yes,
sense,
exactly.
too.
No, yes, but it's not like he physically can't beat him as a monster, because it looks like he had him on the ropes.
Yeah, they were pretty even.
But still, what I was going to say, though, is it's just you have Alucard, just only a human can beat me. No monster. All right, then I'll call a Belmont. Oh, fuck those little pieces of shit. No. No. Fucking come in your castle, ruin your shit. No.
Oh, my God.
Not gonna.
You know
no.
how many of my parties they fucking crashed. God, it was so
All right,
annoying.
All right, then I have a JoJo on the line. Oh, don't even get me fucking started. Don't even fucking get me started.
Don't even get me fucking started on that bomb-on bullshit. Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
That would be hilarious, actually.
Every time I meet a JoJo, I slap one on one side of the cheek, the other one on the other half of the cheek. Every single time. Boom, 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 boom. Decades. For me, it seems like minutes. Just slapping JoJos.
My God. Now, I'm not saying Dio wasn't powerful, but I feel like Jonathan might have had a bit more trouble if he was up against this incarnation of Alucard.
I love Jonathan Joestar. Look, I love Jonathan Joestar so much that I would have gone to his funeral because he would not be making it out alive.
Oh, that hurts.
I would have gone to his funeral. I'm sorry.
I know, I get it.
He's using Hamon against a dude who can become dogs. Like,
yeah.
Motherfucker can turn into 3 Dannys and eat him. Like, no, I'm sorry. Maybe if he teamed up with other JoJos. No, like give me 3 JoJos, a Zeppeli. I feel like I'm ordering food. Can I get 3 JoJos, a Zeppeli, and a stand user? And I think they can take out.
They just hop out of portals.
I mean, no, but they could take out Alucard, definitely. But 1 JoJo versus 1 Alucard at level 0? Sorry. No, you literally need most of the cast of JoJo to take down that undead army. Literally just the undead army.
Yeah.
And when I say most of the cast of JoJo, I'm referring to multiple parts. We're getting part 3 stand users with I don't know about part 4 stand users yet, but we're getting people. We're not just getting we're getting multiple incarnations of the Zeppeli family.
We're getting the Speedwagon Foundation on this shit.
We're getting several Dios.
Several Dios.
If we can get them out of different time, we can get them from different time periods, which because obviously multiple JoJos. Why can't we get 2 Dios and 2 Josephs?
Right.
We're gonna fucking need it. We're gonna fucking need it, Tristan. This is because literally what Alucard brought to the table, it's something that Hellsing does often that I think some people don't like, but for me, and I can understand why they don't like it. Actually, mutual friend of ours in high school didn't like Hellsing for this reason. But for me, it's what kind of drew me in a sense. So it's you either are in the camp of, oh, he's too powerful, so it's uninteresting because he will never be beaten.
Right.
Or the exact opposite for me, which is, how the fuck is he going to completely annihilate this man this week?
I'm about to end this man's entire career.
How? That's the thing, right? No, because when you look at something like Doctor Who, right, while regenerations exist, still you know that the Doctor isn't going to necessarily die. You're on Series 1, there are 11. You know he's not going to die. Or in this case now she. Heck, you know now that he will be she as a Doctor one day. So you know that these things are going to happen potentially going into it. However, eventually you get into this groove of, how is the Doctor going to get out of this one?
Right, exactly.
You know, you don't watch a MacGyver. Wait, what? He wasn't murdered gruesomely?
Right.
You know,
no.
you don't watch Murder, She Wrote, and you're like, all right, the fact that Angela Lansbury is never in danger. No, you look at it more of you look at it like a whodunit in a sense, or like a mystery type of show, even though it's not that not that way at all with with Hellsing and Alucard, but you still have that type of mentality when looking at it.
Yeah. Right.
So that's the way I look at it. You don't look at Angela Lansbury and be like, what's going on? Why is Jessica never in the fray? It's no, she's not gonna get involved in any of this in that regard. Right. I think that she could take down Alucard, though. Don't you think so?
Angela Lansbury?
As Jessica Fletcher. I feel like she'd stand her ground.
I feel like they would have a very interesting conversation. I don't think they would actually fight. I think Alucard would legit sit down and have tea with her, for fuck's sake.
Look, I'm just saying that, from what I've seen, I feel like it's at least, okay, if not with her, then all right. But Alucard versus the Golden Girls, to me, is a standstill. Very much like this fight with Anderson. Have you seen any of the Golden Girls?
I vaguely know about it, yes.
Oh, well, I'll show you some episodes. Some of the stuff that they say is that would cut to his core. He'd be like, I'm sorry, ladies. And he would just turn back to just himself.
No. And Tedra's
Anyway.
just like, Alucard, what the fuck are you doing? Go fight them. No, I need a minute. Just give me a minute. Are you crying? No.
Are you
Look
crying?
at her, all right? Just because I'm undead doesn't mean I don't have feelings.
Oh, how did you feel about Crispin Freeman's?
Right now.
How did you feel about Crispin Freeman's accent briefly when he was like, "By the way, I'm Dracula"? His accent was not like that, by the way. But how did you feel about it? It was so interesting. Nothing against Crispin Freeman. It was just like I feel like it was a thing where like he didn't know, understandably, that he would ever have to do that accent for Dracula or for Dracula Alucard. So like when it came up, he's just like, I mean, I've done it before. I can.
Right.
Well, no, because like when you sign up to do Alucard, like in the original Hellsing, and you look at the whole script. I mean, I'm not saying he got the chance to, but I'm pretty sure they didn't. Like they took a while to bring it out. So like he was able to look at the whole script probably beforehand, and hopefully in some way or another. Since also the show was like 13 episodes long, the first Hellsing. So like nothing about doing an accent like that. And then you see these OVAs as they're coming out, and he doesn't have access to all of them. They did not have them all released when they first started bringing them out in the U.S. But he still reprises the role, and that's amazing. And I'm happy they actually, I think we mentioned this before, I'm happy they reprised almost everyone from the original Hellsing. I mean, at least the main cast. And so he comes back, and like I feel like out of nowhere, it's like, so Crispin, he's like, yeah, what's going on? Like to the director, yeah, what's going on? You might have to do something different with your voice. What? So we find out that Alucard is Dracula in this one. What? Well, no, because that has to be a shock even to some of the actors.
Right, yeah.
Like, that's the craziest thing about this business, isn't it? Like, you never... I mean, yes, with movies, especially like Marvel movies, you don't know what's coming next necessarily. Like, obviously, Robert Downey Jr. didn't know what was going to happen in, like, the second Avengers movie when he stepped on set for Iron Man 1 and 2, right?
Right.
But you still try to act within that, movie as much as you can. But, like, it's crazy to think about, like, how with these OVAs, it's like there is one, flowing narrative, but it's still cut up in a way, like, separated by years, if I remember correctly, with how long it took for them to come out in many years. Like, it was, I'm going to check right now. I'm checking in a few minutes. But still, just to have, like, by the way, so you didn't know where this was going next, most likely, unless you, like, took a look at the Japanese release or you read the manga. But if you didn't have the chance to because, super busy going to cons and, like, doing other voiceover stuff, you now know that Dracula is actually Alucard. It's not just a flipping of the name. And you have to do an accent. Good luck. But still, what did you think about the accent, and what did you think about the overall plot point that it's legit, it's confirmed? He's Dracula.
Oh, that he's still Dracula. Yeah. Yeah. No, I like it as a plot point. I thought it was interesting to see him, take on different iterations throughout time. Because I love the joke between the two of them. Him and Anderson. He's like, "You're not the only one with a mighty weapon, vampire." It's like, "Yes, I've upgraded to firearms. What did you bring?" "Ah, a holy artifact. I see. Oh wait, it makes you immortal. All right, crap. That's all right. Not bad."
No, but so then so I don't have a problem with him being, Dracula. It's not something that I could say that I didn't see coming, but also it's a problem too that we had the first series released, and when you have that first series released, I mean, you just have all this time to stew with the idea that yes, Dracula and Alucard, that just the name backwards.
Yeah.
So another thing too, the end of the first series had that little nod to him potentially being Dracula, but of course it was, now we know it was foreshadowing for something that was at that point looking like it was never going to be animated.
Right, yeah.
Oh my God. Seriously, for a bit there, it was just like, so this is it? This is what we're doing?
Right.
And then here we are. But yeah, so you mentioned, of course, Anderson becoming immortal. first of all, I thought that was going to be used as a weapon against Alucard. I didn't think it was one that could actually do something to himself. But after using it, are you okay with this? Because we talked about it happening, but are you happy with it? Are you okay with it? I mean, do you think that it didn't need to happen necessarily?
Yeah, I mean, because I was kind of in agreement with Alucard. Like, you know, it takes away, not that he beat him, but, like, I felt like it did take away from their fight, even, you know, because the whole time Anderson's like, you know, it doesn't matter how much you fucking throw at me, I am going to destroy you, you unholy monster.
Yes. And yeah,
like that was the thing. That's why Alucard actually came to admire him as a rival at the very least, you know, or as a combatant, you know, and the fact that he kind of put it all away at the end is like, you literally just spit in my face. I know you don't care about that, but I do. That hurt. I'm not going to lie. That actually hurt worse than anything you have done to me.
I mean, yeah. And also, we don't know if he hasn't beaten him yet. I mean, it looks like he's not going to beat him because it's Alucard, so, like, just to be real.
Yeah.
But as of right now, like, he's literally ready to kill him.
Yeah.
Want to mention something, too, by the way. Looking at the releases, the original releases, not the English releases, we had the first Hellsing OVA come out in 2006, right? The last Hellsing OVA 10 come out, I swear to God, in 2012.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the OVAs are animated very, very well, but dear God, the first one came out February 10th, 2016. So just to clarify, that would mean that you and I were going into high school. Just walking, well, not walking in the door because it was, you know, but still, we were going to high school at the very least, right?
Yeah.
And then, in this case, it's 2012. So we hadn't even started the podcast yet. We were kind of talking because you were early we were both very early on in our college stints. My stint, your full time in college, and we were kind of talking on and off. We were like, yeah, you know, like it's like, yeah, we remember each other. We didn't hate each other. We were friends. No, because there was a bit where, if you guys don't know, there was a bit where Tristan and I...
Little did I know that I would come to admire and equally hate the man.
Equally? Oh. Thought you'd hate me more than admire me, but all right. But still, but when looking at, like, it's crazy to think about, like, yeah, at the time, like, you and I were like, yeah, you know, let's catch up, like, for one phone call every 6 months.
Right.
My God, have things changed. But anyway, so yeah, and then looking at the English release, because it transferred from ADV to Funimation, I'm pretty sure this is from, you know, ADV going either bankrupt or shutting down to Funimation acquiring everything and then still keeping on the same dubcast. Thank you, Funimation. They don't do this all the time, but I'm happy that they did it here. So the first release was December 5th, 2006. So, you know, original release, February 10th, English release, December 5th. The last release was October 28th, 2014.
Right.
So it became an extra 2 years because of that license switch between 9 and 10. So there was, I believe there was a little bit of time between, I'm pretty sure it was either after 8's release in July, this was July 27th, 2011, or November 13th, 2012. There was something going on in between that where people were like, so, are we never getting this?
Right, yeah. Yeah, because I remember hearing about it.
Mm-hmm. Actually, wait a minute. Hold on, I'm sorry, I think I'm wrong here. Because, 2014, that sounds bad. I should clarify. November 21st, 2008. So at the time, you and I are 16. There was a gap. November 21st, 2008 is the first release, the official Japanese release of Hellsing OVA 5. November 13th, 2012 was when the English version came out. That was the 4-year gap where people were like, so was this never happening?
Right.
Understandably so.
Terrifying.
Yeah, that's terrifying to look at that and be like, all the other OVAs have come out in Japan. I guess this is a no.
Yeah, right. Especially something like that is like, is this getting canned? Really? Can we not?
Also, of course, at the time, it wasn't aired on Toonami, so I think the original one may have had an Adult Swim airing, but this one did not, of course, at the time. So people were like, so this doesn't even have, like, TV backing, like, this is just done.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, again, jumping back to Anderson losing his humanity. I think it sucks with the pacing of the OVA because it has to happen so quickly, because he literally just looked at the Archbishop and was like, it seems like you are a fool who is power hungry. And then he immediately becomes someone who is hungry for power. Not to rule, but still.
Right. I mean, I feel like the way he does it, though, still fits in with his character, even if it is slightly dissatisfying, because it's more of the idea. I don't care what happens to me. I am an instrument of your destruction.
Yeah, I'm a vessel of God.
Yeah, right. The whole Iscariot mantra.
Yeah.
So like it fits him, but like it's kind of like no.
Well,
like,
what's odd to me.
God damn it.
And what's also odd to me is that I understand that he is a monster officially now. Like, he's literally like, which it's interesting, by the way, that he's literally a thorn monster. You know why, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming Crown of Thorns reference.
Yes.
Basically. Yeah.
Yes. Either that or the creator loves Evil Dead, but I'm assuming it's maybe a little bit of both. With all the blood, I'm assuming it's a little bit of both. But yeah, no, the Crown of Thorns. So that was really cool for me. Again, someone who grew up in a Catholic school, I was just like, oh wow, Crown of Thorns. Hey, like they're actually like there was some things went off the rail with the depiction of Catholics here, but
yeah, right.
Still, like it was very interesting to see like what was
I feel like the series is going over the top a little bit.
Everywhere with everyone.
What do you mean? I don't know. I don't see it.
Yeah, right. But when looking at Anderson as a whole, though, yes, now he is a monster, but he was clearly altered in some way to be able to take those bullet shots early in the series and also be this old. So it's a little odd. Yeah, he has regeneration. So it's a little odd to be like, he clearly. I'm not saying he's a monster. I don't want to be rude to the guy, but like it's weird to be like, a human, but who has regenerative abilities. Alucard, that's not normal. I don't know. I've been a human for a long fucking time. Why the fuck should I know?
Like that, I can't tell. You mean all of you can't do that? Shoot someone. Oh, shit. Sorry.
That's funny. Alucard's never brought out to just kill a random person, so it's like I didn't know.
I honestly didn't know. Oh God.
My God.
I know I've eaten people, but like shit, I feel bad now.
I won't eat this one. Or is it rude if I didn't?
Oh God, is it rude if I don't? Is it more rude if I do? I just don't know. His jaws are opening. The dogs are giving him insightful information. Interesting, hellhounds. Thank you, Fluffles.
Thank you, Fluffles. Pets him with the other hand. Oh, God. Can you pet the dog in Hellsing? Can you pet the dogs in Hellsing?
No. That's a solid no.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of how I feel about it. Look, it came a bit too fast. I understand his reasoning for it, but it came a bit too fast from the arches of him being like, screw the Archbishop for what he wants, but I want this. Again, he thinks of it as, I will destroy the vampire and I will destroy the heathens, but in general, it's just you know why it's so odd to me, I think? Yes, I can understand why a general or someone running a battle or running a battle plan would be like, this is the best time to strike. But with everything going on around them, I mean, literally you have Anderson being like, you guys need to leave to protect the Pope. So clearly for them, they're thinking this is the end of days. So
I mean, when Nazi vampires come back from hell and start, raising hell, no pun intended.
I know, but what I'm saying is
I
that.
would think it would be the end of days too, myself, man.
But what I'm trying to say is this, though. I understand the Archbishop, his goal being, take out anything you see. This is an all-out, who cares? We're not siding with anybody. We're taking out everyone, right? But
Right.
now that Anderson seemingly has taken control, you would think that it's like, I don't like you, vampire, but I also don't like Nazis. So how about we work together for a little bit, take out some Nazis?
Once they're done with, then we
Yes.
can continue kicking the shit out of each other.
You would think, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me. I mean, maybe that'll happen because now that he's a monster, it's a bit easier for him to take out the Nazis. But, it's just weird that his first goal was, because his goal isn't to save people, it's weird that his first goal was, let's cut through the undead to get to you, because really it should be more of, hey, Alucard, or hey, even though, they don't like the Hellsing organization, I just would argue every time the Nazis are a greater threat. Which is crazy to say that when you have vampires in this show. But yes, the Nazis have clearly proven that they are a greater threat even than vampires in this universe.
I mean, seeing as how half of them are vampires as well. Actually, not half of them. 99% of them.
Everyone who isn't the Major, please stand up. Everyone
Basically.
who isn't the Major, please stand up.
Yeah, basically the Major, possibly the Doctor, and Schrodinger. Yeah, Schrodinger. The cat.
Wait,
sure that
is his name really? Oh my fucking god!
Sure, because he can't die.
That's fucking glorious.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, and arguably Walter as well. To be fair, there are more popping up that aren't. Yeah, but still, yeah. So when you have, I don't know, when you have Nazis as bad guys, for me, my usual thought is, so let's team up against the Nazis. Usually that would be a good team-up moment. Maybe not at first. Again, with the Archbishop, he's like, no, let's just rain fire.
Yeah.
But you take them out of the picture, why does it make sense to take each other out while there still are Nazis? Literally have the Major right there.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Anderson didn't consider them really a threat anymore. Looking at Alucard, he's like, nope, you're still the biggest threat here. The Nazis, yeah, we'll take care of that in a minute.
I guess, well, you know what it is too? I think it's because they have such very powerful vampires.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, one of them just died, and a few other people who worked with them have died throughout the past few OVAs. But usually by Alucard's hands, so it's kind of like, I don't know, man. Maybe just for me, I'm just like, you know what? How about we let them take care of this, and then we swoop in?
Yeah, it does feel like that. We should be teaming up to, finish them off. I know we don't have to like it, but we should probably deal with that first. Probably.
Yeah, not help
We're not
each
going
other.
To do that, are we? Hell no.
Yeah. No. I'm not saying they need to help each other. I don't want a scene where it's like, don't worry, Alucard, I got your back. Don't worry, Allie. Don't worry, Anderson. Don't worry, Andy. I'm right here for you. We don't need them singing "You've Got a Friend in Me," which, I mean, to be fair, based on what Alucard
impales him with a bayonet.
Well, I'm just saying that, based on the way Alucard has eaten people, it now has their souls kind of wandering around. Technically, he does have one of Anderson's friends in him, probably. Just statistically.
Right. Probably.
Again, just stats-wise. Because he has hundreds and hundreds and thousands of souls in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God, could you just imagine the Archbishop? I was just fucking eaten, and now I'm fucking here. I was just here, right over there. That's my body. Well, and also there, and also there. Just pointing at different parts of his body.
Yeah, right.
No, literally, he was just there, and now he becomes part of the undead horde.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Alucard's not really that picky. Because that was the one thing I really loved about Theris's fight too. After she beats the lieutenant and spits on her, it's like, I wouldn't drink your blood even if I was on death's doorstep because I don't want your filth inside of me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that's the thing, yeah. Like when you, yeah. No, that's the thing. I mean, that's the thing. Like, yeah, Alucard for him, it's just more like a. I mean, I don't know about her, what her zero release would ever be, but for him, it's just like I make an undead horde because again, originally I had an army of people. Like it ties into Tempest very well, actually, or Tempish, whichever. It ties into it very well. So when it comes to, but I do have to say though, I wanted to see more of him looking weird and different, and I think that's at least as of right now, that is something that I think was severely lacking. I'm not saying, and I don't mean weird and different as looking like Vlad the Impaler, more so the idea that he would have some weird new form. And it seems as if they quickly showed him as Vlad the Impaler just to show you, like, hey, by the way, guys, this like legit is me. I know we've been talking about this. Like, yeah, no, it's really, yeah, I am, yes, no, yeah, you in the back, yes, no, this is true, I am, yes, and then jumps right back to Alucard's normal form, and I'm like, what?
Right.
Same voice too.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I wonder if that was actually like physically represented, or whether that was just what they were all seeing, and it's kind of like we're brought in on it because as the audience, but like I wonder if that's what they actually saw as well.
Oh, they didn't see Vlad, is what you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the two of them did, Integra and Police Girl. She literally said you grew a mustache.
Oh, right. Oh, right. God damn it.
I know, it was fucking hilarious.
Oh. And I love, like, he just, like, stops and looks at her for a second. She's like, what? Should I not, like, are jokes out right now? Like, usually you crack them all the time.
Question. So it's been a while, Tristan. So he had to go by sea because if he went by plane and they shot it down, he'd be fucked because vampires can't cross the ocean. Right?
Yeah, well, that was what happened. He used they had like a special jet that got him to that ship to begin with. He got shot down, but he went down
what's
on
her name?
the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, with the musket. Oh, was it? Yeah, she was the one, he fought the one with the musket.
And then she also reappeared as one of the undead horde.
Yeah. I was kind of like, oh, right. Did eat them. Right. Forgot about that.
Block that out.
Oh, yeah. Block that one out. Thanks for that reminder. All right.
Oh, my God. You know, while I enjoy the Major's speeches and just how, like, I want to see him get punched in the face, but I think, you know what I enjoy? I enjoy the actor. Like, there's something that the actor brings to it that it's just like, it's so, you know, to hear his passion about it. And
exactly.
Even though, yes, he is a Nazi, he's not talking about...
Oh, no, he's a Nazi, and he's completely utter batshit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, cause
he does have this weird charisma to him, and it's like...
Well, because you know what it is?
I feel like I'm unsettled by this, and I feel like that's the point. I'm supposed to be unsettled by this.
Well, because it is... Here's the thing, right? So if he was talking about Jewish people in particular, I'd be like, nope, not. Like, it would immediately sour me. But because he's talking about the fact that it's just war in general and specifically focusing on these vampires...
A battle for the sake of the battle.
Yes, but if he had, obviously as a Nazi, if he hyper-focuses it on one particular group or massive groups, then it's just like it's slimy, understandably so, because dear God, but because he's, in this case, I don't know how the Japanese text is, but where you and I are watching the dub, so when seeing it through the lens of, you know, I love war. War is just something that is so beautiful, you know? And then, like, fucking doing a fucking... literally doing like a, what's it called, like the orchestra? Like, being a maestro?
Yeah, I think that's the correct term.
Or conductor. It's just, it was just crazy to see. Also to know that at least for the first few OVAs, I don't know about these, but the first few OVAs, it was actually, the soundtrack was actually conducted by an orchestra.
Right. Yeah, that was really nice too.
So I don't know about this one, but the first few they were.
Right.
But I have to say the music in this show in general, though, is amazing.
Yeah.
So I like the music. I have to admit, I'm still kind of wondering how the Major is alive. Like, I know suspension of disbelief, but it's kind of like at this point, it's like, I'm surprised the ship has not even gone down just by accidental zombie.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because the doctor keeps screaming at him, like, come back inside. It's like, oh, he doesn't care right now. He's in his happy place. Leave him be.
No, I mean, if he was shot in the head, I think he wouldn't care.
No, he would not. He would give 0 fucks.
Like, that's the thing. Like, he's one of those sick. Like, he's a sick fuck just by being a Nazi, but he is even more of a sick fuck by being one who is completely. I'm not gonna say like. Well, not even unfazed. I mean more so like, well, I've done what I've done, so I can die, and it's like, dear God, like one of those types of people.
Yeah.
You know, who's just like, hey, I've done it, so this is what I wanted to see, so I'm good. It's just like, oh God, like to me that's even sort of worse, if you will, like one step above, because at this point it's like it's not even I don't see him as someone who's like, please spare me. It's just like, no, I've done it. I'm happy.
Right.
Kill me.
I got to have my voix. You may shoot me in the face now.
Yeah, it's just like,
I don't even know if I want to now. I mean,
exactly, right?
I would rather you did, but
like I feel like it's gonna get to the point where it's just like, can we put him in jail or something? Like,
yeah, right.
I
feel like the boredom of being locked away in prison would be better at this point.
Yeah, for him, yeah, as a punishment at this point, yeah.
And again, he came back from hell itself. It's like, well, I suppose locking you away really isn't going to do shit either.
Yeah, but when I mentioned earlier, it seems odd that the whole ship hasn't gone down. To be fair, we're seeing this happen in 50-minute bursts, but like it's much quicker.
Oh yeah.
You know, like he hasn't been in that ship for like 4 hours. Like that, once they descended, that happened like in mere minutes.
Right, yeah.
Not all the other fights.
Yeah, this whole thing taken over the course of a night.
Yes, exactly.
Well, 2 days now, because, the sun is technically rising when Ferris leaves the mansion to go help Integra.
Oh, okay.
So
but, it's hard to know when the sun is coming up and down, because
when everything is a burning hellscape.
Yeah, pretty much. But still, I'm just saying that, like, I don't think those people that were killed in the, because looking at OVAs, just specifically 7 and 8, the people that were killed, that was quick.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
That was real quick. That was just, we're just throwing all this at you.
Yeah.
And then
this is one of those theories that's just like, those like jokes that you see online sometimes. It's like, oh, the last anime you watched or the last game you played. It's like, that's your new reality. How fucked are you? It's like, well, I just saw Hellsing, so pretty fucked, yeah.
I'm in America. I'm good. You're in America. You're good. This is not happening worldwide. This is just happening there.
Right.
We're good. We're safe. Don't worry.
For now.
We've survived. No. That's the funny thing. So, oh God. Well, no. Oh God. A Hellsing U.S. remake. Why? You just do the. This was so good. Just do one for over there. Nope. Hellsing U.S. remake. Ugh. No, because like you don't need a U.S. live action remake. You can just do a live action. No, you can just do a live action. Well, no, it's funny. I don't think Hellsing would be bad as a live action movie. It's just you need to not.
God.
Why?
Right. Yeah.
No, I'm being serious. Why would Hellsing be bad as a live action movie?
Oh no, I'm just thinking it's like, well, you're not getting away from that R rating.
Well, no, that's the issue. It would have to. Yeah, no. If you told me it'd be PG-13, I'd say it was bullshit. But you could get a rated R Hellsing. But I'm trying to say it can't be about it shouldn't have to just be white American washed. Oh, this has to happen in the U.S. now for some reason, and for some reason, oh God, Alucard is a 17-year-old high school. But nope. Nope. Shut this shit down.
No, go ahead, Matt. Why not?
Well, I mean, if he's in the vessel of the boy, that'd be
No,
funny.
I know.
He's just, is Alucard a 17-year-old high school boy? No, there's just a vampire loose in this high school. This is Alucard coming to America.
My God.
He's just eating people.
Well.
Anyway, I don't know what else to say about this OVA other than beautiful animation as always. Let's see, anything else I can say about this? Voice acting was it wasn't terrible, because there are some of these OVAs where I'm like, ooh, I don't know about that, but I think in this one everyone was good. Everyone played their part well.
Right.
I don't think there's anyone that really stuck out as bad to me. Accents were weird, but not actual performances. Were bad. I can't think of anything else in particular other than I hope that Police Girl gets her arm back. Right now it's just floating energy.
Right, yeah. I mean,
and
it's got a cool energy arm now. Like, I mean, I know, probably rather have that back.
I'm just saying that I hope that, and also I hope that she plays a bigger role, because I'm happy with the role that she played eventually in these two OVAs, but I'm hoping that she gets to do more, because at this point, yes, we have Alucard versus Anderson, but there's obviously more. I mean, there was that one Nazi, not general, but one person on their squad who, like, he squared up. It was him, it was Alucard, and it was Anderson.
Right,
so I'm wondering if he's going to come into play in the next two OVAs, or at least in the next OVA in general, and also if anyone else there, because you mentioned, like, seemingly it looks like Walter is going to fight Alucard. Again, that's an understandable one, but there's so many, like, I don't know if I want it at this point to be one-on-one. With so many players in this, I kind of just want everybody to just roll in.
Right.
Like, I liked one-on-one fights earlier in the series when the stakes were much lower.
Yeah.
They seemed high at the time, but obviously times have changed. So looking at the stakes at the time, where it's like, yes, I can understand one-on-one fights. I get it. But now it's kind of like, all right, if everyone's there, why in the fuck are people just standing around? Even though, like I said earlier, it made sense, like, oh, hey, it makes sense as a battle strategy. Let's not all just rush in.
Yeah.
But you know what? We kind of broke that rule.
Yeah.
When you had the Archbishop coming in, and you had Anderson coming in as well. So at this point, it's like, all right, guys, can we just have everybody fight everybody? Like, at once? Wouldn't that be cool as, like, just a trade-off, just everybody fighting everybody?
Right.
I get leaving Walter, because Walter, like...
And we've got to have our one-on-ones. No,
I know. I'm just saying, like, I understand Walter standing back and holding back because he's protecting the Major. I get it. But, I just feel like there's so many players in this game right now that it would just be weird if it's like, oh, Alucard defeats Anderson. Well, now there's the other guy. All right, well, Alucard beats that guy. Well, now there's Walter. It's like, we don't need it to be like a fighting game, 1v1. It's like, no, like, all this shit is going around them. We have 2 hours to play with. I'm assuming the next two are 1 hour each. I don't know. We have 2 hours to play with. I think we could do something more interesting than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about this OVA before we wrap this one up?
Trying to think. No, I guess that is about it.
All right. It's interesting because, it's 2 hours worth of material, so you think there'd be a lot, but there was a lot of, action sequences and things like that kind of just, before you realize it, you're like, wait, has it been 50 minutes already? Oh, shit.
Yeah. Right.
Very, very good material. I have to say. Like, again, there are issues, but like it's very action packed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest part was I was really happy to see Sarris come in and kick ass. So
yes.
I got that.
No,
it's like, I got what I came for.
We needed that.
Oh yeah, no, we definitely needed that.
Yeah, because look, this show, yes, you could argue it's about Alucard, in a sense, like at least. Well, it's always funny you never know, right? Like the original Hellsing looked like it was supposed to be around Police Girl, around Sarris, and her becoming used to this. But the OVAs, it kind of feels like it's about Alucard more.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So when you have that situation where it's like, okay, it's about Alucard more, but you still have her there, kind of learning and growing, you want to see that at some point blossom. You want to see it bloom.
Right. Yeah.
And so I'm happy that we see that happening right now, because again, we needed it to. So yeah. So then either way, I guess we're gonna wrap this one up a bit earlier than usual, but that's just fine. It's a nice little one. So I say earlier than usual when it was an hour and a half. Holy shit. Anyway, my God. Anyway, so thank you all so much for listening in. As always, we have so many different ways you can watch all of our different stuff on all of our different either channels or through our different social media. Just as a quick rundown, we have our Those Guys on the Radio YouTube channel, we have our Those Guys Play YouTube channel, and our TG Productions YouTube channel. You can get access to all of that by going to the channels. Or if you want to follow us through our social media pages, you can go to our Facebook, facebook.com/Those Guys on the Radio, our Twitter, which is @ThoseGuysRadio, and our website, which is actually tgproduction.net. And thank you all so much. Love you all. If you want to support us through Patreon, you can, patreon.com/TGProductions. And we will see you next time on another episode of Anna Saturday or something completely different. All right, guys. So, see ya.